Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those who need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SkimPod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, where we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum216,
Lunchbox2099,
The Real ODP.
And I'm your host, the Internet's Tayrel713.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
Me and my wife were talking, and she asked me what I think are some of the childhood foods that I love that don't hit as well as I remember. I mean, which was funny because we were talking about powdered donuts last week, and powdered donuts, beloved childhood treat, now saliva sponge that you stick in your mouth and ruin your day with.
Oh my goodness. Trees that don't hit like they used to.
Toothpaste.
Are you eating toothpaste?
and I would like to say, that
But
powdered donuts was always the last resort. I know.
I mean, if it was powdered donuts,
glazed donuts were the creme de la creme.
if it was powdered donuts or no donuts, I'm gonna take them powdered donuts. But I hear you. I see you.
Well, that's what I
powdered
like.
donuts.
You know what used to be the hit, man? Snowballs.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Little coconut, marshmallow covered Johns. And now, as an adult, I'm like, well, let's see. Can't eat gelatin. That's what's in that marshmallow. Can't eat lard because that's what's in the cream. Can't fucking snowballs at all. Nothing I can do to enjoy snowballs at this point.
Ice Cube ruined snowballs for you.
Yeah, I'm a vegan marshmallow guy, and actually I like them nice. They taste nicer to me, and they fluff up nicer in my opinion. So, but they are pricier. I don't like that bullshit right there too, bro. I feel like it's real horse shit that plant-based things cost more. But that's a different topic for another day. We were talking about snacks that don't hit like they used to. My apologies for dragging us elsewhere.
Zingers. They don't have that zing.
To answer your question, though, I did eat some toothpaste when I was a kid.
Ah.
Oh shit!
Didn't we all, though?
No, I did not.
My kid did once and threw up.
No.
Yeah, there you go. Box, how did you do with your consumption?
I don't think I ever threw up. I remember it tasting good. So a couple of times I would sneak the tube and eat a little bit of it just to get that bubblegum flavor. It reminded me of the amoxicillin.
Yeah, but you were a bubblegum flavored dude. Yeah, you like to taste.
Well, yeah, because of the amoxicillin.
A bubblegum flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Oh, but Zingers, were you agreeing with me or disagreeing with me, Ant?
I think Zingers are better now than they were when we were younger.
Oh, Zingers.
Really?
Which ones? Hold on. Which Zingers did you fuck with?
So yeah, I'm disagreeing with
Vanilla.
Oh. Vanilla was
the
mine, too.
Johns?
Yeah.
The red Johns was my shit. But I'm a coconut fan.
Zingers was the shit.
Yeah, the red joints. Yeah, we're life.
I mean, the raspberry. Yeah, raspberry. Man, we have a hell of a hiccup today. Yeah, raspberry Zingers were the absolute best.
Well, red Zingers was that shit. I don't know what's in red Zingers.
I've never had them.
Neither have I.
I hadn't seen a red Zinger in some time. Zingers.
I would be lying to you if I said that I did Uber Eats Little Debbie cakes before, or Hostess cakes in inebriation, and I've definitely Uber Eats Zingers before, and they only had chocolate and vanilla. I didn't see any raspberry or strawberry or whatever it is. So,
Yeah, the raspberry. It's coconut. I've seen it. I just never had it.
Well, baby, you know what it is. Give me just a click here.
I believe you when you say it exists. I'm just saying it wasn't
Booyaka!
raspberry. Oh man, yeah, these look different than the other ones. Like the other ones, like
It's frosty.
it's just straight up hard frosting on top.
Yeah, whereas the raspberry ones are, like I said, is a coating of red. Then they dust that coating with coconut, and that's what's up. I'm reading the ingredients here because I want to. If nope, there it is right there. You see this word right here? I don't know if y'all can see because I don't know how clear it is on y'all screen, but this word right here
Tallow.
means I can't have zingers no more.
I see the sentence that says the sweetest comeback in the history of ever.
Oh my goodness! So yeah, red zingers, man. They was something. It's not in there. Not only is tallow on here. Tallow's on here twice. Tallow straight up. Then you jump, and then you have hydrogenated tallow. So they double shot that. It's like bullshit. Also, it's 400 calories for a pack of them bitches. I don't need to be eating goddamn raspberry zingers. God damn, 400 calories.
Zing.
Fuck you for that. All right, that was great. That was fucking great. Let me get to it. That made me chuckle. A lot of speculation on the monies I've made, honeys I've slayed. How is he for real? Is that nigga really paid? Hustlers I've met or dealt with direct. Is it true he stayed in beef and slept with a tech? What's the position you hold? Can you really match a triple platinum artist buck by buck with only a single going gold? If Rockefellow's fold and you're left out in the cold, is it back to charging motherfuckers 1140 for the millionth time asking me questions like Wendy Williams harassing me? Then you get upset when I catch feelings. Can I get a minute to breathe? And in that minute you leave, while I'm looking at my rolly ice spinning on my sleeve. Ugh, nice watch. Do we really have a spot? Like you said in front of foe, and if so, what block? What you doing in LA with Filipinos and essays, Latinos and Chevys down by Pico with Federico? I answer all your questions, but then y'all got to go. Now the question I ask for you is, how bad you want to know? Blah. A million. Hello and welcome to it. Stage Crunchy Milk, episode 447, and we're walking it off and securing a win. This is the show for the week of May 30th, 2022. Happy Memorial Day. And I'm joined by my best friends. It's Tatum216.
Can you see me?
Cannot. It's Lunchbox 2099.
I'm only here so I don't get fined.
It's the RV in Puerto Rico. It's my homeboy, Gabe.
The air is smelly out here in South Dakota.
Smelly like what?
Like there's cows down the road or some shit. I heard them mooing. I can't see them, but I'm hearing them moo and I can smell them.
What kind of noise do buffalo make?
Just like a grunting noise.
I was wondering if they had their own brand of mooing that I was, unaware of.
I was always told that they would go eat more chicken.
I don't know if we talked about buffalo. I don't think we did. I think we ended up not discussing that on the show. So a mass shooting happened in Buffalo. A white supremacist drove 3 hours away from where he lived up to a neighborhood that he looked up to see if it was a black neighborhood and killed 10 people in the store, including a security guard who was armed and a former cop. So that adage, the only thing that can stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun, went right out the window that day. 10 days later, in Uvalde, Texas, a young man went into an elementary school and killed 21 people. And he himself died in the attack. And before that, I guess he had shot his grandma. And I'm just gonna read some stories. Probably gonna talk about it a bit, and we'll go from there. And so, as always, when it's stuff like this, oddly enough, I have to leave the American press behind because the American press oftentimes doesn't give us what we need for stories like this. And so I, of course, go over to BBC World News. Again, they don't ever give, oh no, we actually have a byline, which is that's major. Angelica Casas, Chelsea Bailey, and Max Matza are doing the reporting here. Uvalde shooting, Texas school gunman walked in unobstructed, is where I want to start at. A gunman who attacked a primary school in Texas on Tuesday was able to enter the building unobstructed, police say. Texas Ranger Victor Escalon said no armed guard challenged the teenage attack, and it's unclear if the school door was even locked. Mr. Escalon defended the police response amid mounting criticism of an apparent delay in confronting the gunman. Reports quoted witnesses saying police were hesitant to confront the killer inside Uvalde's Robb Elementary School. Mr. Escalon said at Thursday's press conference the initial report that gunmen had shot a guard were incorrect. He said officers entered the school 4 minutes after the gunman went in at about 11:40. They didn't make entry immediately because of the gunfire, and they were receiving, Mr. Escalon told reporters. But an hour lapsed before the gunman was killed in a shootout at 12:45, only after U.S. Border Patrol tactical teams arrived. The attacker shot dead 19 students and 2 teachers and injured at least 17 more people. So this death toll could rise. Videos have emerged of police being urged by onlookers and desperate family members to storm the building immediately. A father whose daughter died in the attack told the AP news agency he was considering running into the school with bystanders out of frustration at the alleged police inaction. One mother told the Wall Street Journal that she was briefly handcuffed, accused of impeding a police investigation after demanding, along with other parents, that officers storm the building. Angeli Rose Gomez said she saw one frantic father thrown to the ground by an officer and another father pepper sprayed and a third who was later tased. The police were doing nothing, said Ms. Gomez, who was eventually released.
You got to stop right there, because what's so messed up about that is police officers were going in getting their own children who went to that school.
Oh, we're going to get there.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Don't worry. One mother, the police were doing nothing, said Ms. Gomez, who was eventually released before she said she jumped over the school fence and ran inside to rescue her 2 children. They, the police, were just standing outside the fence. They weren't going in there or running anywhere. Mr. Escalon, a Texas Ranger and spokesman for the Texas Department of Public Safety, said that during the times officers were outside the school, they were calling in reinforcements and also evacuating students and teachers. No and is there, but I'm going to add the and. An hour later, U.S. Border Patrol tactical team arrives. They make entry, shoot, and kill the suspect, he added. After crashing his truck into a ditch near the school, the gunman emerged and began firing an AR-style rifle at 2 people who were exiting a funeral home. The suspect then jumped the fence and began firing numerous rounds at the building, Mr. Escalon said. As he approached the entrance to the school, he was not confronted by anybody, the ranger said. According to Uvalde County Independent School District officers' protocol, campuses are required to have staff who patrol door entrances, parking lots, and perimeters. Teachers are told to keep the doors locked at all times. We will find out as much as we can as to why it was unlocked, Mr. Escalon said. Or maybe it was locked. But right now it appears it was unlocked. The first police officers did not arrive on the scene until 12 minutes after the suspect crashed his vehicle, Mr. Escalon said. Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro has written to the director of the FBI to ask the agents to investigate the law enforcement's response to the attack as it was unfolding. Onlookers allege that parents unsuccessfully urged law enforcement to enter the building during this time and confront the shooter. Mr. Joaquin said in a statement, noting the conflicting accounts offered by police and witnesses. Officials say they do not know how many bullets the team fired during the rampage, but one law enforcement source told CBS News that the gunman was carrying over 600 rounds of ammunition. That's more than double what the average U.S. combat soldier carries, the source said, adding it appears the gunman was preparing for a massive gun battle with police. Investigators have found no indication the gunman had a history of mental illness or a criminal record. He legally purchased the AR-style rifles in the week before the attack after turning 18. President Joe Biden and the U.S. First Lady will visit Uvalde on Sunday, the White House announced. Across the country, students from primary to high school stage class walkouts to protest against gun violence in schools on Thursday. The leader of the country's two largest teacher union also planned to travel to Houston, Texas this weekend to demonstrate outside an annual conference of the National Rifle Association, a pro-gun lobby group. A father has told the BBC how his two terrified children hid as the massacre unfolded inside Robb Elementary. My son ran up to me and said he didn't think he was going to make it out. That he didn't think he was going to see me or his mother again, Jesse Jimenez said. My daughter was lost. She didn't know what was going on. She didn't know if it was a drill or if it was real. On Thursday, that's actually a story I'm going to read, so we're going to skip that part of that. So yesterday, the police had one story. Today, the police have another story, and I promise you tomorrow it will be yet another story, because that is what is happening here. Like Anthony said, many people have said, enough people that should make you go, that's probably where there's smoke, there's fire, that officers themselves were running into the school to get their kids out. Now, of course, when it's all said and done, it'll be said that, no, they were helping everyone out. But, let's call it what it is, man. They was going to get their kids out. This boy, for whatever reason, who did this, went into one classroom and annihilated an entire classroom of people. Then two teachers, and just we do nothing about that in this country. We simply don't, and we won't. People will argue it's my Second Amendment right, but just for my edification, let's jump over, take a look at the old Second Amendment. Just would like to know what it says. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. First three words there are a well-regulated militia. We don't regulate people in this country buying guns. This boy turned 18 and said, fuck it, I'm about to go buy some assault rifles. AR stands for assault rifle, if you ever wondered. And people don't like calling it that, so they'll call it long guns, or they'll call it something else, but we're going to call it what it is. It's an assault rifle. And you don't buy assault rifles to hunt. You buy assault rifles to assault. And that's exactly what this person did. That's exactly what the boy did in... The man, I'm not gonna get it, but I'm not gonna just let people walk. The man did in Buffalo. It's exactly what everyone seems to do in this country. They go and buy these guns and they go and kill, because those guns, as Rob from the Black Guy Who Tips said many a year ago, all guns are sold with the promise that you're gonna kill a mother. You get to kill a motherfucker with it. That's why people buy them. They want to be able to kill people. Now, I know there's some people who hunt, but hunters I know, people who hunt, they're bow hunters. You're not going to go take out a classroom of children with a bow and arrow. I get one, I get two, but you're not going to take out a whole classroom or a whole concert or a whole
Hawkeye or Green Arrow
or a whole church or, I can keep going. A whole nightclub, because that happened too, I'm going to read you my second story and then we'll keep going from there. Again, this is from BBC News. Bernard DeBusman Jr. is who got the byline on this one. Texas school shooting, husband of teacher killed, dies of grief. The husband of one of the teachers slain in Tuesday's mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas, has reportedly died of a heart attack just 2 days later. Joe Garcia was the husband of Irma Garcia, who taught for 23 years at Robb Elementary School. Mrs. Garcia was one of two teachers killed by a gunman that left 21 dead, including 19 children. The couple, who were married for 24 years, is survived by 4 children. On Twitter, a nephew of Mrs. Garcia, John Martinez, said that Mr. Garcia passed away due to grief in the wake of his wife's murder. A local Fox affiliate has reported that Mr. Garcia died of a fatal heart attack. The Garcias leave behind 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls, ranging from 12 to 23 years old. In the aftermath of the deadly shooting in Uvalde, Mr. Martinez told the New York Times that Mrs. Garcia was found by officers embracing children in her arms pretty much until her last breath. She sacrificed herself protecting the kids in her classroom, he wrote on a fundraising page. She was a hero. Mrs. Garcia and the other teachers killed in the shooting, Ava Morales, had been teaching together for 5 years and had more than 40 years of experience between them. News of Mr. Garcia's passing comes amid mounting calls for all gun reform in the U.S. Earlier on Thursday, activist groups rallied alongside lawmakers of the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. to call for more gun control measures to be put in place. This is a choice. This is not inevitable. This is not unchangeable, said Senator Chris Murphy, a Democrat from Connecticut. We're the only country in the world in which our kids go to school wondering where they will survive the day. I'm a father. My son graduates tomorrow, Lord willing, and everything goes like it should. He gets to walk and will have completed his years of schooling, and his sibling hopefully will follow suit in a few more years. But twice this year, their schools went to lockdown because of threats like this. And each time my heart just skipped a beat as I sit there waiting, reaching out to my children. Are you okay? Is everything okay? And thank the maker. In both cases, they got to reach back to me and say, we're okay. Doors are locked. We're safe. Police are here, so forth and so on. Married for 24 years and your wife gets taken from you and then you just can't take it and you have to go on to glory with her. And I'm sorry that it was so striking to me because I know what it is to lose somebody you love. And what do we even do? We got to do something. But the governor of Texas is going to go speak at the National Rifle Association meeting tomorrow. One of the senators from great state of Texas, Ted Cruz, is going to go speak at the National Rifle Association meeting at some point this weekend. Former President Donald Trump is going to speak at that National Rifle Association convention because they line their pockets heavily. And they have decided that money is worth the lives of Americans. We did nothing in this country about COVID. We're definitely not going to do nothing about this because it was 19 people. You know what? And that's worth my freedom to bear arms, because that's what a lot of people have started to say. Like, that's what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? These are some of the freedoms that we have, and those freedoms have to be paid for by someone. Cool. We pay these cops to protect and serve. But what happens instead is a teacher of 23 years, a wife of 24 years, a mother of 4, dies with her arms wrapped around babies, trying to keep them safe and hoping that they can at least make it home. If she gotta die, then at least they can make it home. And they didn't. None of them did. Not a one of them did. And I'm broken by this. And I am so sad. And I'm so angry. And like I say, when all the shit came out today, the cops just was like, gonna hang out here and not go do anything. And I get it. Cops do have a tough job. But again, teachers barely get paid in this country. And cops get, an average of, I think on the low end of like $75K a year. And oftentimes way more than that after overtime and everything else. And them cops didn't even attempt to go rescue these or save these kids. Border Patrol had to come, which is a federal agency. A federal agency had to come and not play around, and they did what they had to do, and they unlike the police in Buffalo and like the police in many other settings, they put this man down. And I hate that has to be how it has to be in this country. I hate that has to be our justice in this situation. But 22 people dead. including the shooter. I mean, we always like to just like not include them, but that child, something was real fucked up about him. I realized he may not have had a history of mental illness, but something must have been. Anybody who was going to go kill a bunch of kids, something is wrong with him. He might not have a history of mental illness, but something wrong with him.
Just not diagnosed.
Yeah, undiagnosed is how we should refer to people who do. I would think murderers probably got something fucked up with them. You know, probably. You know, I am. I don't know. Y'all my best friends. I talk to y'all about shit like this. I talk to y'all about things that are on my mind and are hurting my heart. And I hope you are not hurting. I hope you are all. I don't want you all to be hurting. I don't want anyone to be hurting. But I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to just be like, well, there you go, another shooting. And that seems to be where we are right now. And I don't like that. And I'm wondering, do we need to get up and start running for office? Do we need to start knocking on whose door do I need to knock on? They literally just said we can't protest at the Supreme Court's justices' houses anymore. They passed regulations that said that shit. The peanut butter that was in my cabinet got recalled for possibly having salmonella. I think 14 kids got sick, and they recalled and they shut down the production of formula, which is why we have a formula shortage in this country right now. Because 14 kids got sick. I don't believe any of those children died. They got sick. We have measures in place for when public health crises happen. And goddamn it, guns is a public health crisis that needs to be addressed. Because it's the leading killer of children in this country. Kids die by guns in this country.
More than anything else.
Mm-hmm. And they continue to do nothing about it.
It's pretty messed up when like my kids know what it means when the flag is at half mast. They know that means something bad happened. And I gotta tell, like, I didn't want to explain to my 4-year-old what it meant this morning. I didn't want to tell him that kid that was close to his age was murdered the day before. Like, it's like Anthony knew exactly what it meant, and he know we don't use the word kill, so he said people got destroyed.
Mm.
So that was the talk on the way into school this morning for my son's last day of school. Like, it's difficult to think that like something bad can happen to where your kids are supposed to be at their safest, and it's deeply disturbing, along with everything else that's going on in this world right now. Like, just to think, like, I mean, for example, like my son, it's like 2 things happened this week. Like, my son had an accident because the teacher didn't get to go to the bathroom in time. Mm-hmm. Nobody called me. Nobody let me know about it. I live 4 minutes away from the school. His glasses broke today. Nobody called me. So when something real bad happened, how do I know that they're safe? How do I know it's like I'm getting a call first, or like I can get up there in time to maybe do anything at all? Yeah. It's heartbreaking knowing that like I'm trusting, them to, they're supposed to be getting an education when in reality it's hard to know that it's not 100% safe. So I don't know. I'm at a loss right now. Like, I don't know what's the best thing to do for my children.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't have kids, unless you count my cat, which most people wouldn't. So I can't, like, I can imagine, but I don't know the feeling that you all would experience in these situations or have or whatnot. So yeah, I don't think it's fair of me to like pretend like I do, but I have to say like I'm obviously not without understanding of the situation and all of that. Like I fully comprehend what's going on and I empathize and everything. I just have to say that with the amount of times this has happened over the last 20 years, 20 plus years now, that like I'm not surprised anymore when I hear it, these news stories, and like I'm not broken up about it and everything initially, and it's not because like I don't think that like they're tragedies or I'm not like empathizing with the people who are involved in the deaths and everything. It's just that like it happens so frequently now that like I'm not surprised anymore, and that's a bad thing.
It starts to become numbing after a while. Like you feel this horribleness about it, but you feel this also like helplessness. And like I said, it's hard to be shocked and like Lunch said, shocked and surprised when it happens so often. It's just like I just feel like I'm waiting for the next one. What's it going to be? Where's how many people are going to die? Because we don't do anything about it in this country. The people who are like the gun people are totally empowered. They're not getting their guns taken away. They often ask, well, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Like doing nothing's not working. Obviously, I don't have all the answers. I elect people that I hope would have the answers, and they continue to do nothing but offer thoughts and prayers.
I just don't understand like people that are like, oh well, if the teacher was trained and had a gun, they could have just shot the student or put a guard at every door. I'm like, you know, more guns just doesn't seem like the right solution. And I could be wrong. Maybe everyone in the world in our country needs to be trained on handguns, and you know, but
Yeah,
I
but
don't. I don't imagine that's the correct course.
even
So
if even if the teacher had a handgun, he came in with an AR-15. So yeah, she might be able to get one shot off or like one, but he gets to get off like enough to kill a room when she gets enough to probably just harm him or yeah, it's
Yeah, and the whole thing about it is just stupid in that, like, okay, say the teacher has a handgun. Clearly, the teacher's not going to be fucking having the handgun at the ready, and then like you said, you know, he came with an assault rifle already cocked ready to go. And it's like if that dude had say he goes through the whole school system, right? These kids would learn that okay, if I'm going to do this, the teacher has the gun. Shoot the teacher first. And then after that, you just continue on your merry way, and the
Hmm.
teacher having a gun on their hip and holster literally accomplished nothing, other than numbing the entire country to seeing kids seeing teachers with guns on their hips now.
I jump back to Buffalo, where an armed security guard, former police officer, was there. Turns out the shooter in Buffalo, like the shooter in Texas, wearing body armor. Gun did no good. The security guard in Buffalo tried to shoot at the shooter to try to a good guy with a gun versus the bag with a gun. Shot him, hit his body armor. The guy immediately turned and killed that officer, former officer, security guard right then and there. These people are coming in not only just armed to the teeth, but also wearing body armor. They're coming with intention to harm. These aren't things like oh I guess you could say if she's trained she knows to go for the head maybe,
yeah,
but then
but
the next guy
they're not
the next
trained
guy
to go
comes
for
in
the
with
head.
armor on. The next guy comes in with a fucking Kevlar helmet on his head. You know what I'm saying? It's like
You didn't
there
even
can be
become a
there
teacher.
can, yeah they didn't become a teacher to become a fucking marksman. They became a teacher to educate children. And What they get instead is underpaid. Teachers are paid the least for people who are with their level of education. The least. People who have, you know what I'm saying, those types of degrees, oftentimes, sometimes just bachelor's, but oftentimes master's degrees, you know what I'm saying, as they try to, whatever, and are still paid bullshit because we don't pay teachers what we should do. But every damn cop want to be fucking. Every cop want to be angry that you are suggesting to reduce their funding, but we have a full expectation of them to go and fucking handle business in situations like this. And in this situation, what did they do? Not a goddamn thing. What they did was prevent people who were willing to go and sacrifice themselves if that was what was called on. Strangers and people who weren't armed, people who were just prepared to do what had to be done. Because these officers who are trained, who should be marksmen, who should be in bulletproof vests and so forth and so on. So again, those are the motherfuckers who should be able to go in and handle a goddamn business. Instead, just I ain't going in there, and I ain't gonna let you go in there either.
I can't imagine what it's like to be a kid in this day and age. Like when Columbine happened, I was in 8th grade, and like obviously I was aware of what happened and everything, but like it still felt like, oh, that was like so far away. Like it didn't feel real, even though I knew it was real. But like I'll tell you, man, and like I don't know if I've ever said this to anybody. So this is the first time I think I'm saying this out loud. But like I don't really enjoy going to the movies like I used to ever since the whole Batman Joker theater incident happened, because now whenever I go to the movies, I sit there like before the movie starts and my mind goes, okay, is this today the day that it happens again? And like I think about it every single time I'm watching the previews. Like I get like anxiety about it a little bit, about being there, sitting there, and then just like someone coming in, my back's turned, it's a dark room, and next thing I know, I'm gone.
Yeah, and it's a worry I think most of us have, because that's the country we live in. You can't go to church. At this point now, you can't go to the grocery store. You can't go have a night out at the club with your friends. You can't go to a concert with your buddies, you know what I'm saying? Go watch some country music if you were, you know what I'm saying, so inclined. You can't go to school. There's no place that is safe in this country because this country has decided, again, that they would rather bow at the altar of gun manufacturing and lobbying than to do a good goddamn thing about it. Years ago in Australia, there was a mass shooting. I don't know. I don't feel like a lot of people died, but it was a mass shooting of an Australian caliber, and that is when Australia banned pretty much guns. Like I think in Australia you can have a hunting rifle, but I think it's, like I said, super well regulated. That word again. But they shut that shit down after one. It was a one and done situation. And in this country, if I have read correctly, there have been more mass shootings in this country this year than there have been days this year. Not everyone makes the news, and I know I get it. It's the Second Amendment. It's a big deal and blah blah blah. And like, you'll pry these guns from my cold dead hands is the mindset. But again, that word is in there for a reason, baked right in there. It might be the Second Amendment, might be the second thing they thought was super important. But what they thought was most important about that thing that they thought was pretty important was to say regulated, well regulated. You can have regulations regarding arms. You can. You simply can. It's baked right in there. It's right there in the Second Amendment. And these groups that just want to argue, no regulation. The day this happened, was it the day it happened? The news story came out, so I'm unsure if it actually got signed the day this happened. But in our state, the governor signed a law saying you can just have a gun. Don't got to have training. Don't got to have anything. You can just go get a gun and walk around with it, and you are golden now.
That happened in March.
Okay. So they just posted that story on Cleveland Scene this month. But so
Yeah.
it happened recently enough.
They decided to post it after the shooting.
Yeah. And Texas just passed a similar thing where they said basically you can go armed without any kind of no concealed carry license, no training needed, no anything. You know all the rigmarole. I can write it off for you. You know to own a car in this country. You know you need a license and you need insurance and training to drive a car. Because that's just an old chestnut that everybody always wants to roll out here when they want to say something about having guns be more regulated. But the reality of it is we had an assault rifle ban that we let lapse in 2004. Congress just was like, yeah, we don't need it. So it's not the first time. So those guns became available to people. I'm sure there are people, like I said, I in 1998 worked at a Little Caesars in Cleveland, and we had a delivery guy, Harold. Harold was a good dude, big old fuzzy white dude. But Harold loved him some guns, and he's like, "Hey, come here, come look at my, come here." And he opens up his trunk and shows me this AK-47. He explains to me that it's a Chinese AK-47, not the actual Russian ones. Because I guess I don't know how that works, but
I'm not sure.
So I don't know. At that point in time, we probably did have a ban on assault rifles, but my man Harold had one, so I get it. That's an argument I keep seeing get debated about as well. Well, if you take away the gun, you make them illegal, then the only people who's going to have them is criminals. Well, bruh, doing nothing is no longer an option. But I know we're not going to do anything. They say Mitch McConnell. Let me just click my little link here. Actually, close this. I considered adding it to my list of stories, but I figure, fuck Mitch McConnell. Fuck Mitch McConnell. You know how it goes down. But exclusive to CNN, which also shouldn't be something we got going on in this country. News should be news, and all should be able to get it. McConnell says he has directed Corn to engage with Democrats on a bipartisan solution on gun violence. Why, look, they did something, but they didn't do anything. He just said, go
See
talk
where
to
it
him.
goes. Yeah, see where it goes. Don't expect much. Don't expect much. They haven't done anything so far. Why would we expect anything to change at this point?
It has to, man.
And it does.
It's simply at that point where something has to be done. There are more guns in this country than there are people in this country. People collect guns like I collect records. And Black Guy Tips, shouts out to the Rod and Karen. Rod pointed out the other day that it's something I've always thought about, actually. So I was just sitting there, of course, like, hell yeah, that's right. Because, of course, I fully agree with what he said because I've always thought it myself. This country was stolen from people who lived here to begin with and then built on the backs of slave labor. And those who did that and their ancestors worry that the get back is going to come at some point. So they better have guns just in case the get back comes back. Go read about the Second Amendment. You wonder, why the hell was the Second Amendment included in the Constitution at such a high level? Well, one of the reasons that the Second Amendment is like that is that at that point in time, we had slaves. And slave owners in enslaved states worried that they slaves would revolt and they'd have no means to defend themselves against this revolt against them because they were treating these people like shit. But in wanting to make a nation and wanting to have those colonies sign on to become states, they said, yo, bro, you got to give us the ability to defend ourselves to keep our slaves. Not joking when I say that, go read about it. There's lots of history about this and stuff that's written about this. So once again, racism, your bottom line as to why we have things to worry about in this country. Oftentimes it will always end up being just that. It's weird little hinky tick we have in this country that was built on stolen land on the backs of enslaved people.
Yeah, you've been sold that bill of goods that we have the Second Amendment to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government. That's what the real purpose is. No, it's not. You're not fooling anybody.
Bro, you ain't gonna stop the government. I don't care how well trained you think you are with that piece. If it's you versus a tank, tank wins every time. Big tank take little bank every time. But lie to yourself. Keep telling them stories to yourself. Keep telling yourself that this to stop. It's for me to be able to stop big government, or it's for me to defend my home from possible invaders. Because yeah, that happens all the time. Yes, home invasion happens. Crimes do happen. School kids dying nearing the last day of school, thinking about field day and going to see grandma sometime in the summer. And anything else that could have come with that is something that we simply should not be doing anymore. And I can't dig no deeper than that. And we will leave that there. We're gonna take a moment.
All
As
right.
you listen to this, you'll get a break. Calm myself down. Sorry, that was an unexpected happenstance. Did not know that was going to happen. All right. I got one dumb story for you listeners this week. It's not dumb. It's actually kind of interesting. But I thought it was dumb enough and interesting enough that I thought I'd share it with you. After 329 years, a woman accused of being a witch in Salem has been exonerated.
Oh, good for her.
This is from the Associated Press.
She'll get that job she's been looking for.
It took more than 3 centuries, but the last Salem witch who wasn't has officially been pardoned. Massachusetts lawmakers on Thursday formally exonerated Elizabeth Johnson Jr., clearing her name 329 years after she was convicted of witchcraft in 1693 and sentenced to death at the height of the Salem Witch Trials. Johnson was never executed, but neither was she officially pardoned like others wrongfully accused of witchcraft. Lawmakers agreed to reconsider her case last year after a curious 8th grade civics class at North Andover Middle School took up her cause and researched the legislative steps needed to clear her name. Subsequent legislation introduced by State Senator Diana DeGazzoglio, a Democrat from Methuen, was tacked on to a budget bill and approved. We will never be able to change what happened to victims like Elizabeth, but at the very least can set the record straight, DeZoglio said. Middle school students pushed to clear Johnson's name in a statement. North Andover teacher Carrie LaPierre, whose students championed the legislation, praised the youngsters for taking on the long overlooked issue of justice for this wrongly convicted woman. Passing this legislation will be incredibly impactful on their understanding of how important it is to stand up for people who cannot advocate for themselves, and how strong of a voice they actually have, she said. Johnson is the last accused witch to be cleared, according to Witches of Massachusetts Bay, a group devoted to the history and lore of the 17th century witch hunts. For 300 years, Elizabeth Johnson was without a voice. Her story lost to the passage of time, said State Senator John Lovely, of Salem.
Oh,
20 people from Salem and neighboring towns were killed, and hundreds of others accused during a frenzy of Puritan injustice that began in 1692, stoked by superstition, fear of disease and strangers, scapegoating, and petty jealousies. 19 were hanged, and one man was crushed to death by rocks. Johnson was 22 when she was caught up in the hysteria of the witch trials and sentenced to hang. That never happened. Then Governor William Phipps threw out her punishment at the magnitude of the gross miscarriage of justice in Salem sank in. In the more than 3 centuries that have ensued, dozens of suspects officially were cleared, including Johnson's own mother, the daughter of a minister whose conviction eventually was reversed. But for some reason, Johnson's name wasn't included in various legislative attempts to set the record straight, because she wasn't among those whose convictions were formally set aside. Hers still technically stood. Until others wrongfully accused, Johnson never had children and thus had no descendants to act on her behalf. Elizabeth's story and struggle continue to greatly resonate today, DeZoglio said. While we've come a long way since the horrors of the witch trials, women today still all too often find their rights challenged and concerns dismissed.
This story pisses me off.
Go on.
Like, I get it. Like, it probably was nothing to do this and whatnot. Like, no real time or energy because this shit's 360 years ago. But, like, we got shit going on now.
yeah, really.
Like, we got people incarcerated at this very moment that probably shouldn't be. How about we focus on the ones that are still breathing? Get to the dead non-witch later. Like I said, I guess I'm unjustly taking my frustrations out on this poor dead woman. Like I said, this whole thing probably it took nothing but a couple of sentences to be typed up because it's not really a thing. But I'd rather hear about somebody in prison for selling a dime bag get out than hearing about an exoneration from 360 years ago.
Trust me, this long dead woman gives no fucks that you've exonerated her 329 years on.
Yeah,
Not
you fucked your wife up 3 fucking centuries ago.
Yeah.
Your well past due apology means shit.
Yeah, really.
Welcome to the animal.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with lunch. What a waste. I don't want to call it a complete waste of time, but it's a semi waste of time. There, how about that? We'll call it a semi waste of time. You could have done something else. You could have got someone else exonerated.
This is like Stewart from Mad TV. Like, look what I can do. Like, oh, look what we do. We got an exoneration.
Who'd you get exonerated? A witch from 300 years ago.
We're progressive.
Yeah. We are something else in this
They
country.
try to make it relevant to now, like, well, women's rights are being stomped out now. Then why didn't you put your effort into that? Instead of this witch. I'm sorry, it's no longer a witch. Never was a witch, because witchcraft, I mean, I don't know.
And witches are real. There's like a witch church, a couple like a city over from me. I saw it on Google yesterday. How do we know this woman wasn't really a witch?
I want y'all to know if y'all heard that bark before Gabe muted his microphone. That bark was on beat. That bark was like bark, 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 bark. I was like, God damn, y'all barking on beat. Go ahead, y'all. Zombie on the track.
Nah.
What is Kevin upset about?
He wants something from Tallulah, and Tallulah's like, fuck you, I'm old. You're not getting shit from me. Or maybe they're rest in peace DMX, but I don't know. Either way, it's fucking annoying. Stop barking.
Told you about yourself. Tell me to stop barking. Come see me, motherfucker. Tell me to my face to stop barking.
He knows I'm not going to do anything because I'm sick.
Even the dogs don't listen.
Maybe that's the ghost of that lady barking back at Lunchbox like, how dare you say that was a waste of time? My soul needed to rest.
Look, if that woman's soul is inside of Gabe's dog, maybe she was a witch, and maybe this exoneration was bullshit.
Yeah, she got her soul transferred.
She's been waiting centuries. This is like fucking hocus pocus. Waiting centuries to stop us from opening the fucking flame candle book.
I think the fact that her name was Elizabeth Johnson Jr. is dope. I think with Lady Juniors is. I think that's fly as fuck, bro. Juniors only at this point. At this point in time, we only do that for dudes.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Yeah,
I caught that too. I was like, that's kind of a witchy name.
I fuck with it. Can't call it, and simply because I can't call it. So we walk that thin line and we keep on pushing, man. I gotta tell y'all, people, I'm a little bit spent. And I talked about earlier, he ain't really had nothing he wanted to put on paper this week. Daniel, man, if you have anything you want to say, man, it is your time to shine. And if not, no worries. Again, you can get a short one this week, and or a less loquacious one, I guess, is how we get down.
I would say with the theme of the show, but whatever. I'll tell you. I got a lot off of the Goodwill auction site, and
It's morose motherfucker right here.
it shipped today. So
Okay.
in a couple of days, I will have the original toy line versions of the Ghostbuster Proton Pack, the Ghost Trap, the EKG meter, or the
PKE.
PKE meter. That's it.
Yeah.
Man, take my Ghostbuster card away. It's coming with a couple of the action figures, but it's cool because usually when you see these toys, like the tubes that attach to all of them are all like ripped out and shit. So they had the firehouse with all the accessories and stuff still, which is very hard to find, and same one with all the accessories that sold recently on eBay for like $250, and so I was like, all right, I'd be willing to pay that. And then I was trying to win it, and then the shit got up to $300, and I was like, ooh, all right, I can't do this and the proton pack and everything. So I was like, I better let this one go. So I let the firehouse go, and then I ended up winning the one for the proton pack and all that. So I'm going to display them, and got to cut down on spending a little bit.
For sure. But you know what? Whilst it's selling at prices that you can fuck with, and it's things that you truly love. I know the things you have bought recently are things that you truly love.
Oh, I agree, and I'm happy to have them. I just got to be careful in case the economy decides to take my job anytime soon. I still got a mortgage. I don't know if I can start ghost busting on the side to help pay my bills.
But always, busting makes you feel good.
It does,
and I'm okay with that, bro.
And yesterday, the auction I won last week showed up. I won the Jurassic Park 25th anniversary 4K Blu-ray set for the first 4 movies. So it didn't have the latest one, but it had the prior 4. So now I own all those in 4K as well as regular as Blu-ray. So at some point, someone's going to be bequeathed my old Jurassic Park DVD or Blu-rays.
Can you dig it? Man, I am man. You've been out there killing it in these whatnot streets.
Well, both of those came from Goodwill.
Oh well, shit. It's still dope.
This frog in my hand came from Whatnot, though.
Oh, is that Rasputin?
Oh man.
I think it's Genghis Frog.
Genghis Frog.
Yeah, 1989. I got this for $1.
That's dope. I don't know what happened to all my Ninja Turtles, but when Big Fun used to be still on Coventry, it was a joy, and I wish I could have shared this with my children. But like, I had that one, I had that one, I had that one, and currently, like one of the ones I love the most, there's a newer version of Metalhead. That costs like $32 at Target, but
I've been looking online at seeing what they still cost, like in original package, like on card and everything. Because there's a couple of them that like I wouldn't mind having, like Ray Fillet, Mondo Gecko. Like I liked like a lot like the side characters because
Same
like
sock to you, Jimbo.
yeah, like the original Turtles would be cool to have, like the original like soft heads on card and like Splinter and all the original characters. But like I never really cared much about like turtles in space and baseball turtles and transforming turtles and all the clown turtles. Like to me, that was just like, yeah, it's turtles, but like I want them to look like they do on the cartoon or in the
Yeah, what
movie.
the
That
hell?
was my that
Like
was
I
my
don't need them
bread
to
and
dress up
butter.
in common makeup.
That Leonardo in the Yankees fit with the I love that thing was pretty dope.
With the Tim's on.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
I literally said that in a whatnot auction the other day because someone put that up. It was on card, and me and another guy said that turtle's definitely from New York because he's out here rocking Tim's. And we each said it like basically the same way in like back to back in our comments. So I wrote back Jinx.
you owe me a
Turtle power, ma.
Man,
oh my
I've been
goodness.
watching like some YouTube channels of like people with their collections doing toy hunting and stuff, and man, like the turtle, like I feel like our generation had the best toys. And I'm like, I know I'm biased because I grew up on it and shit, but like the stuff before us wasn't as advanced. Like you look at the old Star Wars and like they're kind of janky and like the arms only go up and down, like there's no articulation and shit, and they were all kind of small. And then like I see some of the stuff that like from the 60s and 70s and everything, and it's the packaging's just so plain Jane. And I guess like I never got into Masters of the Universe and shit like that. So like I guess that would be like the beginning of like when toys started to get kind of cool. Like I
Yeah.
could see that it's like the birth of a new generation, sort of.
Mhm.
And then like now it's like a lot of the toys are just like these odd rehashes of the stuff that we had, but I think it looks worse a lot of the time. And like I don't care for the modern packaging as much. I like the cartoony nature of the stuff we had. Like now everything just looks like some sort of refined computer graphic with like odd dimensions and it's all gloss. I'm like I like just getting a regular ass like flat back card with a bubble on it with the toy right there and just some like cool like cartoonish graphic or whatever. Like and I get it. Like I said, I'm biased because it's what I grew up on, but like I like our stuff way more than I like the stuff that came before us and the stuff that's come after us.
I mean, it's what you grew up on it. You know what I'm saying? So I fully get that it speaks volumes to me. You know what I'm saying? I love Transformers. You know that's how your man rolls. That is the one. That is the I think one of the few toys that I'm fully just like yo. I go hard for Transformers, and new Transformers are oftentimes just the old ones read up. It's like same molds and everything in most situations nowadays. So I have a good time with Transformers even to this day. That
Yeah,
damn
with like
Optimus Prime. Ooh, I'm so hyped for Optimus
the
Prime.
Transformers, it's like they just make them different sizes and like change what the box looks like, but the shit's generally the same.
Yep, yep.
They might have like a metallic version or something, but like it's not like with Ninja Turtles where like the old Turtles had like that like certain kind of darkish look to them, and now it's like they have like this weird like oval shapes about their arms and shit, and they're this like light creamy color and everything, and like their like hands are made of blocks and shit. It's like someone took like Roblox and just like dumped them out, and they're like, ah, here's a turtle.
Oh my gosh, y'all got. I'm just Ant Man. You gotta when you get a chance, man. You just gotta come over this way and hit up Applejack Toys, which is around my way. And I think it'll give you a little hit of that big fun nostalgia. You know.
I would definitely have to try that.
Yeah, yeah. They good guys. It's a much bigger shop than I ever knew. I finally went in there, toward Easter to get Lee wanted an Easter basket that was in their window, and I Vanessa goes in there regularly and so forth, and Xander had been in there, and I
It's
just
on
thought
my
it was like,
it's on my to do list since I saw the pictures on Google.
Yeah, I thought it was just the corner of this building, and I was like, "Well, that's nice, a nice little, a few toys here, whatever." And I go in
Yeah,
there, that bitch goes back
I didn't
and
even
deep.
know before I saw it on Google that it was a vintage toy store. I thought it was like some like rinky-dink modern little shop with like gift shop type toys and shit from the street.
Yeah,
Like I didn't know that it's like vintage stuff.
yeah, it's one of the guys from
Big
Big
fun.
Fun. Yeah, yeah.
Was it like
So
a Puma,
so
whatever the situation?
no, Big Fun closed up shop some years back, and so some of the former employees and people who had some of the stuff from there just kept it and brought it through. So
Oh,
it's good stuff. Oddly enough, Gabriel, it's actually your time on the show. So when you get a breath and a moment to speak, just speak it as you will, or whatever you want to.
all right. I'm gonna unmute. It's my segment. You gotta be quiet. All right. So I don't have much. I mean, I've had some awkward social interactions lately. We went to this pizza place, and first of all, I'm very surprised to have some of the best pizza I've had on this trip at South Dakota. South Dakota, you never hear pizza in South Dakota together, but this has been some good pizza. It was granted it was specialty pizza. One of them was called a rattlesnake pizza. No rattlesnake in the pizza. Uh, Surprisingly, it was bacon. It was like a jalapeno popper. They had jalapenos, raspberry preserves, cream
Yeah.
cheese, and regular cheese. It was really good.
I have heard of rattlesnake bites before. That's usually like a fried appetizer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, this was
Nice.
good. And then there was the other one was called Mac on Fire. It was like mac and cheese. There was also pineapple in that rattlesnake pizza. It was really good.
Damn right.
The Mac on Fire, mac and cheese, bacon, and jalapeno. Oh, these jalapenos were diced up though. They weren't whole chunks of jalapenos like the other.
I
But
like
there's
I like
two
I
different
like that
restaurants.
I like that you got your kids eating with spice in their life.
No, they got cheese pizza. That was for me and the wife. They won't try anything. Damn them. They want to eat grilled cheese sandwiches everywhere. We go to these restaurants. They're like, "Oh, can we go out and eat?" So what? You can have a grilled cheese sandwich. You can make a grilled cheese sandwich at home. What are you bothering for?
We got grilled cheese at home.
They want to go out to eat so much, but all they order is grilled cheese sandwiches.
I hear you. I see you, and I respect you, sir. Trust me, I have I have a child who has been a picky eater for his whole life. The fact that he eats sushi now is so strange to me.
Whoa!
That is like, really? Like, you eat macaroni and cheese, you eat noodles, you eat chicken nuggets, but also just to mix it up, I eat sushi too, Dad. Like, okay, buddy.
That's probably because of his lady now, right?
Nah, it's homeboys. They put him
Oh.
on, and so they go to spot. He told me about it. I forgot the name of it. He literally was trying to go there today with his grandma and his aunt. I was like, bro, we can't be going. I can't even get everybody in this car. It's like this car, right? But yeah, they go to a spot and they go before 3. If you go before 3, it's $15 all you can eat. And him and his clique go.
Kintaro?
And it is. That's exactly what the name of it is. Thank you.
Oh.
And
Yeah, but what kind of sushi does he get though? Does he get like sushi, or did
Yeah.
he get like?
yeah, he does. We had that conversation with him. So I was like, check you out.
Kintaro's not bad either. Like I went there one time for that before 3 all you can eat lunch special.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're real like militant with it though because they write all over the menu like if you don't eat what we give you, you're gonna end up having to pay for it.
Oh,
Like
thank you. Fuck the
basically
rest.
paying like a non-finishing your food fee.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't a fucking Chinese buffet. You can't just take a whole plate of something and say, "Nah, I'm good," and just leave it.
I laugh because for years his pediatrician told us, don't worry about it. When he gets older, his palate will expand. It'll be fine. Don't trip. Don't trip. Don't trip. So when I went to the doctor with my son here in April at some point, I had to laugh today in their fucking faces. Like, y'all told me this child would have a much more diverse palate by the time we got here. And now here we are, and this motherfucker still eating macaroni cheese, grilled cheese, chicken nuggets. Y'all lied. You sold me a
He
bill of
eating
goods.
sushi now.
I know.
What's he gonna get at the? What is he gonna get at Mel? Is he gonna get the kindergartner?
No, he gets they make a macaroni and cheese that's amazing. So
Yeah, but
Oh,
if you think about it, he's added at least one food a year.
ah, good point.
It might not be a lot.
just because he changed his pasta type, don't make it not pasta. I
Yeah, he
foolishly.
got other stuff. Yeah,
I
but
know.
that is the key to it. Like the other day, I bought from Trader Joe's like a different kind of pasta. It was just a different color, some kind of veggie pasta, and it
Yeah.
was the shit tonight. It was just like, what? Look at this pasta. It tastes good too. And I was like, yeah, they got vegetables in it. Oh, for real? I was like, yeah, pasta.
Word. Okay, tell me about these awkward social interactions, my guy.
All right, so the lady at the second pizza spot, it's like, I think she's the owner or something. She must have been something. She let her grandkid run around in the kitchen. I hope that kid washed his fucking hands. Uh, uh, she's just like talking to us. She's friendly and we're friendly and we're trying to be friendly with each other. But really, I want to eat my pizza and like tell my kids to behave and be left alone. And she's just not doing that. She's not leaving us alone. It's like, oh, I got a good control over kids that aren't my kids, and I have 5 kids and like all the back story and everything and it's like, hey, your father told you to sit down. Like, all right, lady, I got it. You had your chance. You had your kids. You're at grandkid stage. I'm at parent stage. Let me parent my own kid. I will tell him the same thing you told him, but let me do it. Let me do it. You're not. What are you doing? You think you're helping?
I understand it. It takes a village. You're not part of my village.
Yeah, I don't know. You just bet you, lady, whose name I still don't know because I didn't bother to ask. Through all the talking she did, I never got her name. They did say we were like the nicest customers they had in a long time, and that touched my heart. The kids were a little jumpy and bouncy around, like I'm gonna let this dog go because I've been holding the dog the whole time and he's whining. Um, I'm sorry, I had to let him go. He was whining. But that was I just like something about her vibe was all off for everything. I don't know what it is. It's hard to pinpoint. Like some people make you feel comfortable and some people make you uncomfortable. She was like in between, but leaning towards the uncomfortable.
Yeah. It was a vibe, and it felt off to you, and that's enough.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk to. I really just I didn't hate her, and I didn't think she was boring or annoying. I just didn't want to talk to her. I just wanted to eat my pizza and interact with my family.
Yeah.
And another one was right afterwards. We went shopping at the grocery store. I'm walking in with the kids. Say the wife, so close. The wife went ahead of me, and I had to go get gas. And I come back with the kids and everything to meet her inside because she can't find her purse. And we only have one card. I can't just stay in the car and chill out while she shops. And I'm walking by this black gentleman with a beard, all trimmed and very nice and everything. He strokes his own beard as he's walking by me and says, "Check this out." And I don't know why I said thank you. He wasn't talking about my beard. He was just bragging about his own. And I said thank you for some reason, and that kept bothering me the whole time. Also, why? No, I don't want. Why you show me your beard, buddy? I don't. Good. You got a nice beard.
You're brothers.
We're
He's
beard brothers.
celebrating with you.
He should have said that then. Hey, beard brother. And I said, what's up, beard brother? That would have been a better interaction. He tell me to check out his beard. Like, is he trying to say my beard's too long and I got to get it trimmed up?
I want
like
you.
him?
I want you to be easier on yourself, but I also want you to be easier on people. We've been locked up for 2.5 years. A lot of us are out of shape with our social interactions.
Good point. That's true.
So I truly want you to be a little more easy on yourself and understand like, oh shit, I'm not good at this quite yet either. Plus, you are just now on the rail during this journey. learning what it is to be interacting with people and their style of interaction across the country. Because in the South, it's got a very yes ma'am, no ma'am kind of vibe, and up here in South Dakota, they might have a different kind of situation that you kind of got to get dialed into while you're there.
Mm.
Basically,
So-
get out of that Twitter mindset.
Yeah, that's true. I'm on the defensive. I don't know if anyone of the listeners have noticed by now, or they care. I took a little break from Twitter. By the time this episode comes out, maybe it'll still be going on. I don't know. That's the hope. I just need a Twitter break.
for for the immediate future, and I'll just call it that, the immediate future, there will be no real ODP on Twitter. He got some growing to do, and I need him off these Twitter streets. If you see him in these Twitter streets, report him to me. Although I do have the bell turned on all my men's here, so when they tweet, it should pop up on me. Actually, you know what? Let me check.
I got bells for all you too. Every
I don't know
time
if I got the bell on box now that I say that.
I got the bell on box.
Don't be offended, but I don't have a bell on anybody.
Oh, it's
I'm
okay,
not
baby.
offended.
Yeah, I'm right now, Box. I'm turning on the bell for your tweets as well as that. All three use. I'll have the bell on, so that's what's up.
Yeah.
Cool. Good to hear you. You'll have to record one with the missus on the road here when you get it out, when you get an opportunity, and
It's
that way
really nice out here. Like despite the smelly air that comes in the evening, it really came. It came out this time yesterday, and now it's hitting the. I don't know what the fuck's going on in the evening with the smelly air in South Dakota.
Maybe it's all
Yeah.
the bullshit blowing in off Mount Rushmore.
Rushmore is on some bullshit.
Did you see it yet?
No, not yet. I didn't have an interest in it because I know it's bullshit. I really do, but like we're gonna be so close to it, and it's supposed to be really amazing in person. Fuck it, we're gonna go to Mount Rushmore.
I've never seen it. Maybe I should do that someday.
I'll tell you if it's worth it.
It's not like I'm over here like standing over presidents or nothing, but I feel like just the sheer like
national
work that-
treasure of it all.
Yeah, the work that went into making it. I feel like I should see it at least once.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like that's gonna take a lot of work. That had, fuck Stone Mountain, but that could have been easier to carve each individual horse tooth into the side of the mountain.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Racist rock is what I call it. It's one of the reasons I left Georgia right after I graduated, and I'm not joking. Stone Mountain, Georgia, is a mountain, and on the side of it is carved a memorial for the Confederacy.
Like the whole
And-
Confederacy?
It was
Like a loser's letter?
They oddly enough they do a laser show on the side of it, so it looks like the guys are in motion.
It's
Oh man,
four.
they turned it into like a EDC thing.
They play Pink Floyd or something.
Give me a second. Do you know what it is?
Stone Mountain, you raised me well.
Yeah, that's the Stone Mountain right there.
It's what is it? Three. It's three guys, three Confederate soldiers, and on their horses.
Just jump over to that and
See horse teeth.
so that is. I don't know how well that's streaming over to you guys. Looks a little shitty on my side. My apologies.
That's all right.
That
Fuck
is
all three of those guys.
I mean, it's better than nothing. Like I'm getting the gist of what you're saying here. Like,
Yeah.
it's like good for a second, then it gets blurry again, and it just keeps doing that. But like, I'm picking up on it.
Yeah. So that is
Pick up what you laying down.
That is I literally refer to it when the entire time I lived there is racist rock because that I know that's just what it is, and oh, you'll be in Georgia. Hopefully, I'll be in Georgia with you, and if you want to go see a racist rock, I'll gladly ride with you, bruv.
That's all right. Unless, like I said, unless they're gonna play some Led Zeppelin on the side. No, that's not Led Zeppelin. Pink Floyd laser show on the side.
Laser Floyd.
I actually literally got my days off for that approved today.
Nice.
And it'd
Oh, good.
probably be more Leonard Skinner than anything, right?
Freebird. No, is that Skinner?
Yeah, that's Skinner
Oh
Freebird.
shit! I got that.
That's good for you.
Gotta give it up to your mans on that one. That was deep from the recesses of the mind. The fact that I got that.
You'll be on that Chappelle Show sketch. I know white people. You know what? I think I know white people decently enough, looking white and being immersed in white culture. But sometimes, like, lunch will bring up a person, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?"
I feel like that all the time.
From white culture or other people's culture?
Everybody. I'm so diverse that like I feel like sometimes it hinders my knowledge of people. Because it's not like I spent all my years studying white culture, so it's like I did general studies. So it's like let me drop in some real whiteys on me and I'd be like, I don't know who that is.
Real white.
Real white.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you're more like a shotgun. You got like a scatter shot approach to culture. You're not a sniper. You don't hit those precision shots.
Yeah, I'm just out here spraying fucking just bird shot everywhere.
So
and that's all right. I think it's good to know a lot about. I think is it better to know a lot about a little or a little about a lot? I don't know. I think a little about a lot is more preferable.
I think it depends on how you want to live your life.
Yeah, true.
What is the adage of?
I feel like knowing a lot about a little leaves you very rigid and less likely to get excited about new things. Where knowing a little about a lot leaves a lot more open possibilities for excitement.
We can't all be Stephen Hawkins and be knowing a lot about a lot. I don't fucking.
So jack of all trades, master of none. But then, like the full original saying is actually. Let me see if I can find it for you. There's actually more to it than just that.
Yeah, master. It's like master. But it's better to be it's better than to be a master of one.
Yeah, or something to that effect. Jack of all trades, master of none is a figure of speech used in person. I get that. I want to read I want the whole thing. Modern times, the phrase with master of none is sometimes expanded to a less unflattering couplet by adding a second line, but oftentimes better than master of one or variants thereof. But that's not, like I said, the original one is, jack of all trades, but master of none, but better than a master of none, or you know what I'm saying, whatever is what that is. So when people tell you you're a jack of all trades, master of none, just expand that out to its full. Let's see if I can type in full master of none. Quote is actually already a search that it can be pop up in Google.
I will say too, though, like being diverse in your knowledge base is a skill that a social chameleon needs to transverse different settings. I need to be able to fake my way back to my introverted safety.
A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. And it's meant to be, and it was actually meant to be complimentary. And we, of course, ruined it and they've said, jack of all trades, master of none mean you ain't good at anything. But no, it means you are actually good at a lot of things.
A lot of different things.
And that's pretty fucking dope. So never let that slide out from beneath you. Jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. And so I fuck with that the long and the short way. What's going on in my world? My mom and my sister have safely arrived. They are currently at my mom's Airbnb up the way from us. And
are they still not talking?
No, they're fine. my sister actually, the way the flight worked out, my sister met my mother at Chicago Midway Airport, and they flew the rest of the way here to Cleveland. So that all worked itself out. So I'm glad they got to fly in together. And they also will be flying out tomorrow, Sunday together. So I'm certainly glad for that. I'm glad to have my family here, and that is a delight. Listeners, I need to ask you something. This is no disrespect to my men's here. It's going to sound that way to them. Don't. I hope it doesn't sound that way to yours. Not meant to be that way. My son, as a part of a process, was given, well, I had to pay for graduation announcements. If you look at them, they look they're very formal looking. They're very neat looking, and I gathered them and I sent them out to specific people, and I got a couple left over, but you know what I'm saying, I got them out and sent them out. And first person, Aunt hit me up like, all right, I got the invitation, I'll be there. I'm like, that's not an invitation, that's an announcement. Box hits you up. I got the thing, man. Is it the ticket? I'm like, no, that's not what it is. Somebody else hits me up. It was like, hey man, so I'll see you there. And I'm like, you certainly will not, because you don't have tickets. Today, okay, let me walk you down the line. When my son was very young, he had a babysitter, lovely Puerto Rican lady. For a long time, taught my kids Spanish. So for a while there, my kid could really understand Spanish. Couldn't really speak it, but he was fluent in his understanding of Spanish. And so I made it a point to reach out to her son, because we follow each other on the gram. And I was like, hey, send me your mom's address. I want to send her Xander's graduation announcement. And the babysitter, was the sister-in-law of a former coworker of the kid's mom. And so I of course, want to send her one. So her and her husband one, because they were involved in the kids' lives, early on before their mom passed on. And so she hits me up today like, so I can't come Friday, but the babysitter and her daughter, they'll be there. They'll see you there. And I'm like, well, no, they won't. That was simply a graduation announcement. In fact, I'll pull it up for you directly. I'll direct quote my ass. Oh, no worries. That was just an announcement. You got to have tickets to go to the actual ceremony. But here's the YouTube link. Y'all can use that to watch. Oh, good. So they'll go to the actual, and I will let my family know to watch it. So yes, blank and blank will be there physically. So then I have to blank. They can't come because they don't have tickets. We only have 4 tickets. Like I was saying, the thing I sent was just an announcement that he is graduating. Lots of people have been confused by it, so don't worry. Let them know I am so sorry for any confusion. Her response, oh, okay. Well, send me your address. I think I threw the envelope out, and we want to mail him a card. So it got settled. But I am betting dollars to donuts tomorrow when I arrive at that place where my kid is graduated from. It is going to be people there who got these there thinking that's going to get them in the door, and it won't. We'll see how the day goes.
I have some things to say about all this and some questions. So, one, I've never fucking heard of anybody doing this ever.
I still have my graduation. I have a couple of copies of my graduation announcements upstairs in the attic. So
yeah, see,
this been happening since at least '94, my guy.
I don't know of anyone that's done this. I didn't do it. I don't know of any of my siblings that have done it. I've never heard of anyone doing it. And so there's that. And then who wrote the card? Because the way it's written is very confusing, which obviously from the way you described this event, of the way things have unfolded, I don't feel embarrassed by the way that I've read the envelope, because it really sounds like an invitation with a ticket attached.
Correct. That is written out just by the company that makes those.
Fuck that company.
I guarantee you, it's just. I guarantee you, that's just a standard fare for every high school around there. Like Vanessa's niece graduated Tuesday night, and we got her invitation. See, I just said it. We got her announcement like a few days before that, and like I said, it's very similar. A little double envelope jobby that says on this day, this child will be graduating from this school, and so forth and so on. And there's fine print on there that says ticket required for entry, right? Or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
It does say that. But then when you get a little ticket inside of there, it makes it confusing.
I thought it was like a ticket with his name on it, because when I came to the door, I was got to be like, I'm here for this one.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, why the fuck didn't T tell me about this? Why am I just getting this in the mail without a heads up? Oh fuck! Now I got to try and figure out how to get out of work early. And I'm like, so all these things start flying through magazines. I'm like, I've said it reads like a fucking invitation to Hogwarts. Like he's gonna be graduating at this time at this place, and you need a ticket to get in. And I'm thinking, okay, the tickets are at the bottom. I got the ticket. Bam, I'm in. All right, now I gotta fucking make arrangements and shit and everything. And then when I texted you, and you're like, oh, you're not invited. And I'm like, well, then what the fuck is this invitation that I just got in the mail?
And it's not meant to be an invitation. It's simply meant to be an announcement. And I hear you, and I see you. And when my youngest child graduates here in a few years, we will make better work of that situation.
Yeah, next time, don't spend the money. Just send us an email. Like, hey, guess what? Lee is graduating.
His party is going to be June 17th. That is a Friday. Please, if you can, get that marked off. I need to actually get that day. I'll actually request.
I'm already off that day.
Oh, brilliant! So that's all to the good. So yeah. So I thought that was funny and interesting. And again, it's not just my homeboys here. Lots of people. So here's the deal. I have sent these out to lots of people. So let's assume lots of people have the same confusion that you had. Motherfuckers gonna show up at that door tomorrow, and it's gonna be some real disappointment when they find out, nah, son.
Making laces up the street.
But
So-
you said it's only 4 tickets, and it
Yeah.
don't you got more than 4 people in your family?
Oh no. So 4 tickets is what I get guaranteed, and then I put in a request for an additional 2 tomorrow in the morning. No, tomorrow after rehearsal, he will have his complement of tickets handed to him. Assuming I get all 6, golden. If not, I gotta pick 2 off, and that will be my youngest and my sister. This decision has been made and has been cleared. Those are the 2 who would be picked off.
Who's the fourth?
Me, Vanessa, Lee, my sister, my mama, his grandmama, their mom's his mom's mom. That is our 6.
Okay, see, the mom's mom is what I didn't have accounted for.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yeah, I did have her in. I was just wondering if Uncle is it C or K was
C.
coming.
no, he was not. It was supposed to be Tammy was supposed to come through, but she said she's going out of town for somebody's wedding that day, and so she apologized and said she couldn't come through. And I was like, no problem. I will shift that ticket over. And by that time, my sister and I had spoken, and she was like, I'm coming. And I'm like, dope. I will see you. You got a ticket. So, but that ticket was on some old first come, first serve shit. And I actually don't have a guarantee that I will have 6 tickets. It's the hope that I have 6 tickets. I'm guaranteed 4. But bad boys move in silence and violence, so we'll figure it out. And hopefully it all works itself out.
You gonna jack somebody for the ticket?
Like, could just sneak around the school until that time. Like, oh, y'all here too?
Yeah, I'll see how that all plays itself out. I even found his mom's dad's address and sent him one, even though that man has not been involved in my children's life at all. I believe has met my children twice, maybe thrice overall in their existence. But I thought, put some respect on his name and let him know his grandson that he doesn't know and probably doesn't even know how to spell his name and has never done anything for, has made it to a milestone in life that must be respected. So, yeah, it was wild. It's a wild one. But you know what we're about to do? We're about to walk on to Reddit Avenue
Wait,
and read
real
some
quick.
of the assholes. Oh, okay, go on.
You mentioned Stumping Rule 34, bringing that back, and I thought of something.
Oh, bro,
Yeah.
I had before this took a turn this week, and I had to cry. I had 2 things I want to holler at y'all about, and I'll tell you about them right quick. And we'll sprinkle this in the T section before you stomp on down to Reddit Avenue.
Okay.
I have a Google alert set for the show because it's our show, and I like to be aware of where our show is popping up in these streets. Out of nowhere, I got a Google alert for our website that was about episode 209. which is this is episode 447 you're listening to right now. That's a long time ago.
It's twice as many.
And so I clicked it, and of course, it took us to our website, and I was reading my show description that I write or used to write, and I'm like, man, I don't write like that at all anymore. But also in there were two things. One, Stump Rule 34. Y'all remember that was a game we played where we tried to stump Rule 34, and Rule 34, I think, remained undefeated for a very long time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I don't think we thought. If we did stump him, I can't remember what the stump was.
I remember. I think Sexy Oreos was the one that we was like, oh shit, we found him. So it was a challenging one, but we did find some Rule 34. But we also had a possible segment of the show, and that is what it says in the notes there, that was called "You Know What I Meant." And I was wondering if any of y'all remember what the hell that was supposed to have been. And why it never really went for it, the section called "You Know What I Meant," because basically, I don't doubt that we probably said something one way, but we all understood what was being said there. It just had to be like, "Oh, you mean this?" And, and we probably one of us probably got funky. Was like, "You know what I meant."
Sounds like something I would say.
But like I said, that was literally it's right here on my show notes. But I had mentioned it to the team here, and Gabe, you think you got something for Stump Rule 34?
All right, inspired. Well, not really inspired because I've seen buffalo, but they're not the reason why buffalo wings are called buffalo wings. But like, is there any adult cinema of people eating buffalo wings while having sex? Because if they're spicy wings, it's got to be dangerous.
Well, you can just cut that one out right off the bat because wings are synonymous with strip clubs, so that's already a loophole.
Oh.
Right there.
I have eaten wings at a strip club before.
So have I. They're decent wings.
I just typed in buffalo wings into this particular site, and the first thing that comes up is Amber Buffalo Wild Wings, Gary, Indiana. So I think this is where this person must have worked whenever this production was produced. Let's see if I see anything else. Hot Couple from Buffalo, New York.
Nope, don't count.
Bimbo Bowlers from Buffalo. Buffalo White Pointy Heels, size 40. Really stepping on a penis, if you're wondering what's happening here.
Oh, don't do that. They don't have to be stepped on.
This one says Great White Buffalo, and it is a man mounting a person from behind. I'll just leave that there. Buffalo 66 photo booth scene with Christina Ricci. Busty blonde Christina Ricci dancing in Buffalo 66.
I didn't know Christina Ricci was busty at one point.
Yeah, she had a reduction.
Oh.
All right, so now that's me having gone to a specific, a site for such matters. Now let's just type in buffalo wings.
So I went to Google and I typed "fucking while eating wings," and the second thing in the video tab is BBW eats chicken wings. Here's one 5 down. Watch me eat hot wings in the bathtub.
Nice.
Eating hot wings ends up in homemade fuck tape. And then for some reason, the A's video suggestion is Tracy Ellis Ross on Hot Ones. I'm not even kidding.
I guess I laughed at that one over the plate. I didn't know what I was thinking. I thought I had him that time.
Here's one. Porn stars eating. Curvy Quinn eats a whole chicken.
I heard that music.
What is this one? Big ass, big boobs teen gets fucked while eating a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Nice.
Spicy or traditional?
I knew you.
I don't know. I'm not hitting play. I don't want my phone to get all the viruses.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not. I know we're finding some things where people are discussing it, but I'm not actually seeing anything that seems to be that natural relation that we got when we do Rule 34. You know.
I found Weirdo eats chicken while BBC fucks wife.
How do you
Not too
that's
close. You're gonna get stuff on your chicken. So sweat and
I'm sure his dick and the chicken's in the glass box.
okay.
All right. So I changed the paradigm to chicken wings Rule 34, and yeah, we're good. We're not here. I'll share the screen. I don't care. What fuck I look like? Not give whatever.
There's no
Porn
kids
star
behind me.
Elsa Jean devours chicken wings.
Devours.
All right, gentlemen, we have this one.
What? The cartoon?
That's oftentimes what Rule 34 involves. That
Ah.
one. You got this one. You got this one.
Finn Boys Hooters.
You got this one. You got this situation. I don't know what's going on here.
Where are the extra hands coming from?
I don't know. That hand literally is just by itself. You see?
It's floating.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got that one.
Just
All right.
looks like all the stuff I used to pass by very quickly on Tumblr.
I don't understand what
What the
this has
fuck
to do with
is?
chicken wings because there's nothing really there.
That's
She's got her tongue.
And you got that one.
Why
There
do
you
they
go.
think bunnies are so hot.
I always wonder about the people who animate those things. Like they're just sitting in their room, like, yeah, this is the one.
There's
Ah.
surrounded by crumpled, like an architect surrounded by crumpled pieces of paper.
I always felt
Just
too
to take
like
the cut.
the people who like animate the cartoon porn. They're got to be like furious that like Japan puts the blurs over the penises they spend so much time animating.
But the vein! The vein!
I spent 2 hours getting that vein right.
Just
Man.
perfect.
I don't put it on all willy nilly. I thought about those veins. I researched veins.
So over here on in Reddit, am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend her behavior was embarrassing in the movie theater? Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend her behavior was embarrassing in the movie theater? My girlfriend, 25, and I, 25, decided to go to a movie theater with her friend tagging along to watch some new releases. When we go there and the movie starts, my girlfriend and her friend are obnoxiously loud, literally talking, laughing loudly, and then for some reason taking pictures with the flash on. Her friend told her that she saw some portions of the movie and started to spoil scenes that she had already watched. I quietly told them that they needed to quiet down as they have to be considerate of others that actually want to watch the movie. My girlfriend made a huge scene about it, telling me that she doesn't care what others want, and if they want to watch a movie, they should have stayed home and not come to a public place.
Man,
I told her that this was a movie theater, not a restaurant or bar, and if she and her friend wanted to talk to each other and spoil movies, then they should just text instead of talking so loud to the point where you can barely hear the movie. Eventually, one of the people that worked there told us we were making a huge disturbance and asked us to leave. Mind you, they had already given us a warning prior. I was pissed, to say the least. When we left and went home, my girlfriend told me to lighten up because it was just a dumb movie and that we could just find a different theater another day. I told her that the whole thing was just awkward and was very embarrassed about how she acted in there. She told me that she felt hurt, and I said I was embarrassed because of her and that she didn't appreciate me basically telling her to shut up. Am I the asshole?
no, she's the asshole.
100% she's the asshole.
Come on. But wait, there's more.
Uh-oh.
We are in a long distance relationship and we've gone to places that don't require you to be quiet, but I didn't think she'd act like this in a movie theater. Edit. So, to say the least, Our relationship is definitely over. While we were at the store, I whispered that we needed to have a talk about what happened when we got home. And she started to yet again make another scene and started to expose our problems out loud in front of the whole store. And then just left. I was once again embarrassed, and I left out a little while after. She told me that her friend had picked her up and that she feels betrayed because of how I acted toward hers, and that she was going back home in the morning because she needs a break from me. I told her that's fine, and she could do what she wanted because her attitude was getting overwhelming, and some of you may call me an asshole because of this, but I don't feel bad about it. Gentle sir, you were the asshole because you knew this chick was the asshole when you wrote this Emma the asshole. Not because you broke up with this lady who you needed to break up with. I didn't have to do it this time, Gabriel. They broke up
No,
on
you
their
didn't.
own.
This some asshole. This some asshole inception.
It's asshole inception. Lamos juice. Let's see if I see any good comments in here to work with. Let's see. This person said, if they want to watch a movie, they should stay home and not come to a public place. I'm sorry, what? I literally cannot wrap my head around that logic. People go to the movie theaters to watch movies. Sorry, not sorry. Your girlfriend is an idiot. A selfish, rude, embarrassing idiot. I went to the movie theaters with my boyfriend to watch a movie. Everyone, including the literal children behind us, were quiet during the movie. When they spoke, it was a whisper, and it wasn't for long. It was quiet enough that I could hear I couldn't hear what they were saying. You should have stayed to watch the movie while her and her friend got kicked out. She didn't appreciate me basically telling her shut up. Then she shouldn't have been such a loud, obnoxious asshole at the movie theater. If she wasn't talking so loudly, then she wouldn't have had to been told to shut up. Not the asshole, by the way. I suggest not dating her anymore if she's going to be that inconsiderate of other people. Contrary to her belief, the world does not revolve around her. I'm actually going to give that a like. You know, it's rare I like in the the asshole community, but that needs to be done. Yeah, you dodged a bullet there, my friend. Good stuff.
Better off without. Yeah, he's better off without.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe he said he's a he. I don't even believe they said there was a he.
Okay. I'm
so I don't
sorry.
want to make assumptions. As always, I try to be cool about people's identities. It simply says my girlfriend and I.
My bad.
So no, that's not something to be my bad about. Just something we try to be better about.
Okay.
So that's that. On to the next. So as it turns out, I had never rewatched season 2 of Ted Lasso. I had only rewatched the Christmas episode multiple times from that season. Having fully rewatched season 2 of Ted Lasso, one, just a brilliant season of Ted Lasso. Like really, really, really good. But also, man, fuck Nate. Fuck Nate from the beginning of that season to the end of that season. Fuck Nate. I'm sorry. I was like, oh, bro, this was happening this whole time, and I was missing it. And missing it. And I must give you a spoiler for Ted Lasso season 2. You know what? Nate in the end is mad because Ted no longer has his picture in the office. Because Ted took it home with him. He has that on one of his end tables because it means so much to him. He brought it into his personal space, not just his office space. Nate is a bitch, and fuck him. And I hope Richmond beats their ass if they play them at all in this coming season. Can't wait for that should go down. Season 2, Ted Lasso. I finished again. I at this point now, I've rewatched season 1 like 4 times, and now I've rewatched season 2. Forgive me, once. Did I watch anything else? Mostly just YouTube and stuff. Ron Funches is on this week's Kind of Funny podcast, and I would tell you if you fuck with that to go check that out on YouTube. Ron Funches is a hilarious dude, but it's a real good podcast with him. It's just he's just dropping jewels the whole time, and he talks about that show he hosted with Bobby Moynihan. There was a slip and slide show that ended up getting canceled because 40 people got diarrhea. Fan fucking. If you have not heard that story, great story, but also just like I said, fun guest. So if you fuck with the Kind of Funny podcast, again, like I said, Ron Punch is on there this week, and just truly a delight. I would tell you to go. I said I watched that. I don't think I've watched anything else this week. I played more Prey, I was going for the kill everybody achievement, and then somebody was like, check your stats as you play throughout, and as you get toward this point in the game, you should be at X amount of kills. And I went and checked. I'm like a dozen short, and I was like, I'm not doing this. So I literally turned that game off and erased it from my hard drive, so I wouldn't be tempted to go back. And so I am done now with my Prey experience. I did beat the game, as you know, but I have now concluded my time with Prey. And I don't know what my next game is. I kind of want to get Switch Sports on the Switch, which is not just Wii Sports on my Switch. Basically, is what that is, and I kind of want to fuck with that. But like I said, I hadn't really bought nothing new. I've been playing a bunch of Game Pass games and so forth and so on. So that's really what I've been getting now. Well, it's almost time for not E3 because E3's canceled this year, but not E3 starts here in a couple of weeks. So we're going to start getting some good announcements for the remainder of the year and the next few years of gaming. And I'm pretty excited about that in the realm of my video gamery situation. Yeah, you been playing anything? Anybody been playing anything besides me?
Don't think I've played anything in the last week.
And you still on Tsushima New Game Plus?
Yes. I did buy that game for Switch. I bought that for Mother's Day. And then my oldest son graduated past the first grade. So I bought him the PS4 multi pack of Lego Marvel games.
Okay,
So they'll probably start that tomorrow, their first official day home from school.
excellent, excellent.
I
But yeah,
actually was incorrect. I forgot. I did play Call of Duty the other night. I hopped on randomly, spur of the moment decision with my buddies. And for the first time in me playing Call of Duty Warzone, I clutched up for the win on one of the
Fuck yeah!
matches.
Big up with the dub, sir. Nice, excellent.
I can't
Love
believe I
that.
forgot because it was like my proudest moment in Warzone. Because it came down to like me and this dude that I don't know. I've never met him. He works with the one dude I know.
Yeah,
And he's terrible. He's where I was a year and a half ago. Like, he's bad. And so it came down to like the two better players on our team died, and it was me and him against three other people. It was two people on one team and a solo was left. But we had the high ground, and so we were kind of just hanging out up top, and then the one solo got killed by the other team, but he took out one of the guys, so it was down to like us two versus him. But then the guy I was with so bad, he ended up getting fucking killed. But while he was getting killed, I put some shots on the opponent, and I still had the high ground. So then the zone shifted and pulled back towards like we'll say east.
Mhm.
So that guy had to rotate, but I already had the high ground, so he had to rotate uphill. So I put more shots on him, broke his armor again. He hid behind the rock before I could finish him, and then I reloaded. And he went to come out to run into the zone, and I put a couple more shots on him. He dodged, but because he had no more plates left, because I'd broken him twice, he
yeah.
dodged the gas, and because his health was so low from the shots I put on him, he died.
Nice. Well done, sir. Today I completed this season of Fortnite's Battle Pass. First time I've ever done that. I've never gotten to the end of the Battle Pass in Fortnite. It's long, it's involved, it's a bit of a challenge, and I definitely bought my last few levels. I didn't actually spend money because I have the Fortnite Battle Pass. Not whatever it's called, the club they do. Basically, they give you the Battle Pass every time they do a new one, but they also give you V-Bucks. So it's like I technically do pay for it, but I didn't pay for it. But I just wanted that damn Doctor Strange so fucking bad, and it's like the last thing on the fucking Battle Pass. Like, why would you put that way over there? And I constantly see these Doctor Stranges running around the game. I'm like, fuck, I want that so bad. So I went ahead and got that, and so I was quite happy about that. And in fact, this season of Fortnite ends in a little over a week, and I'm excited for that because they always do an end of the season event. So I'm hyped about that. I want to go fuck around with this damn new Halo season, but I have not been drawn to it. And I really enjoy playing Halo Infinite. I'm a decent Halo player, but
My buddies are trying to get me to play that tomorrow night.
yeah. If you jump on, let me know, man. After dinner situation, you know what I'm saying. I'm more than willing to maybe pop some shots with you.
I'm not going to be on because I got to get up at like 7 on Saturday to go to the flea market.
Cool. What else? Anything else? Like I said, I told you about shows, told you about the games. Gabe, you been watching anything or playing anything?
I haven't yet, but I want to restart Spider-Man from the beginning and on a harder level.
Yeah. I want to finish it on that, but I started playing it on the highest difficulty after I beat it, which is weird because I normally just play on story mode at this point. But I enjoy Spider-Man so much that I went. It was New Game Plus, so I already had all the suits and shit and so forth. So it's dope to kind of New Game Plus that and go through that city playing it at a harder level. But I don't know. After once Miles came out, it was a done deal. Miles Morales is so good to me, and it's such a better game, even though it's shorter in my opinion. It's just a nicer, more complete package. And basically, they had time to tweak some things. They learn from themselves, and so that's why it's a better game. So I'm excited. I'm excited when that sequel comes out. I believe that's late next year, where we get Spider-Man 2, which will have both Miles and Peter in it. So I'm hyped for that. So yeah, get your Spider-Man on. It's a great game, man. Oh, I gotta love it. Did you ever play Miles Morales?
No, I never did.
I mean, you can probably get that for a song at this point. And I might say instead of replaying Spider-Man, that if you gotta got some a buck or two to be bothered with, that you get Miles and play that with the kids and stuff like that. This is dope to have him saying a Puerto Rican, Latinx hero,
That's damn right.
who to speak Spanish a lot throughout that game. So it's like it's very present his heritage, and I like that. So let's see, we did that. Oh, you know what? That was a show.
Yeah, damn right it was.
Holy shit, ran through it. I had to just check my notes there. It's like, oh yeah, we did all this. Currently, your show title, Some Real Whiteys. So if something pops up in the edit that I'm like, I like that better, then it could change. But if you see the title, Some Real Whiteys, I want you to know that happened. So, but you know what it is. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, where I'm working on trying to get this show to be able to stream over there. So what this means is, if I can figure out how to do it, I'm going to work on it some more here tonight. Going forward, first one will be free. I'm going to give you the crack for free this the first time. 2 cracks. All yours. But going forward there afterwards, assuming I get to work and I figure out all the tricks of the trade, going forward, the dollar tier of Patreon, so our least expensive tier, the let me hold something tier of our Patreon, will have access to watch the show get recorded live. Meaning, what I'm saying, and it's always going to be, I'm going to keep it private. I'm not going to, I don't know. I'm going to keep them private for a stretch of time. I'll say that. And if need be, I will pull them down, have Vanessa edit out anything that needs to get edited out, in case that's the thing that needs to happen. But that's what the goal is right now. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to work on it and see if I can figure it out. I'm going to reach back out to the people at Iris as well and see if they can give me an assist. But if you want to support the show financially and have a few extra stars our way, you can join our Patreon, where again, members of the $5 and above tier get extra content each month and early access to new shows. And where sooner than later, members of the Can I Hold Something, Let Me Hold Something level will get to watch the show live. Got merch over at tpublic.com/user/StageCrunchyBook, all one word. They just sent me an email the other day saying, you need to put more designs up because people who have more designs up sell more shirts. And I'm like, fine. And my kid came to tonight and it's like, you need a coming soon sign for when you're about to start streaming, starting soon. I'm gonna draw you one. I'm like, dope. You know, y'all, she can draw for me a new Pride logo. So we're gonna see what happens there. Let's see if my kid can draw us a new Pride logo for next month. And if it works out and they get it done, then you'll see a logo that my kid drew. I think that could be pretty dope. Feel free to give us a call, 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. Promise you that. Yeah, I think we've run through it all there. That is it. That is Tatum 216.
See you next Tuesday.
That is Lunchbox 2099.
Dang it.
Nailed it.
That is the real ODP.
I think I'm going to close the windows.
Keep them off them Twitter streets, y'all. Did your cat come back?
It didn't come inside the house, meowing, and I go to the door, open the door, and she's like, just checking if you'd actually let me in, and walked away.
I was just letting you know I'm out here. Holla at me.
I still
I'm gonna
got
see
shoes
what
on these streets.
She's been bringing us presents lately.
I'm gonna see what these buffalo are doing.
What?
Nice.
Yeah. She's like, look, I know, I feel a little tension lately with the wind blowing so hard and everything, and you're putting in a lot of hours at work, because this big project you're on. I just thought, I'd do my part and contribute around here. Well, thank you.
That cat is for the streets now. Leave it.
This cat is for the streets. Oh my God. I am the internet's Tayrail713. You've just been podcasting to, and I know you loved it. Catch you next week. Peace.
Hey, what happened to you?